Hey guys, Alexander the Gamer here, and I am playing Rome 2 Total War. Now, I've been kind of looking for a fun Total War series that I can get into. Follow the Samurai, it's kind of there, but it's all so similar. Because, the ones based in Japan are so good. They were probably some of the best ever developed by CA. But at what point do they just get too similar? Pretty much every faction has the same units and just field the exact same armies. And so it's not really fun, you know? I tried playing Attila Total War, and that is not a game for creating an empire. It's just about surviving, and that's not how I like to play. It's just so hard, so boring, and just getting destroyed. Napoleon Total War, I just didn't feel like it was very good because, I mean, it's the same thing every battle. Artillery fights, you put your line up front and you shoot each other. I guess the same could be said for all Total Wars. It's the same general kind of tactic there. But I feel in this there's the biggest difference. Biggest difference. So I'm playing with all the radius mods and as many sub mods as I could find. Playing as Media Atropatene. So I'm just going to be the real Persia. I'm going to be playing like a Persian game. And for some reason, we just don't start with our entire province. We don't have Raga, and we don't have an army. And of course, one of our major diplomatic problems with Hellenic and Eastern factions. Everyone hates us. Armenia, who I played 2 games. One time they invaded us, the other time they did not. They don't want non-aggression, and we have no army. So let's get started, shall we? This is going to kind of be a series of games. Just playing in Rome, Total War 2, Rome 2 Total War, and just talking about things, playing it, having hopefully a nice relaxed time. And the big thing is I'm going to be talking a fair bit about my thoughts and opinions about Warhammer Total War. Maybe some Fallout 4 and some other exciting things that are coming up, but those are the big 2 I'm going to be talking about. Of course, the other attributes that I have is I get rank 4 spies immediately. They immediately start out as rank 4s. The other one is that I get a 30% combat bonus against Eastern satrapies. So if I'm fighting a guy and he's got vassals, I get a bonus against the vassals. I guess. I think that's how it is. Unless there's something else. I don't know. Infantry camp is built. I have a ton of extra units added in, as you can see. Yeah. Tons of units. Units or money. Money is probably going to be the most useful right now. Spy. Hopefully I won't need it to go up that way. I just want my province of Raga. Potentially fight Persia here. Why whenever I play the Seleucids, they go away? they don't remain a satrapy. But I play as Media, and they need to fight the Persians. They stay as a satrapy. And I don't think I can afford to fight Media, Persia. Like, if I declared war on them, let's see who would join. Seleucids, Dranginana, Medina, and Sardis. So the Seleucid Empire, so Syria, Parsalisica, got this province here in Mesopotamia. Persia, obviously, one region in Media Magna. They have Persis here. Gedorosia is where Dragnia, the elfin people are. Media here, evidently. And Sardis is in Asia. Okay, so that's gonna be fun. Lots of fun. Lots and lots of fun. Okay, so in these beginning turns, it's probably not going to be that much to talk about, so this is when I'm going to start getting into it. First off, I'm excited for Total Warhammer, or Total War Warhammer. Doesn't matter what you want to say. As of E3, we have been confirmed, allowed to call it Total Warhammer. Just excellent. Shorter title. That's what everyone wants. Recruiting a faction leader here. I'll just like jump in every once in a while with information about this game. And there's not very many options for the General's Bodyguard. I like chariots, but the Generals are so easy to kill, so I will probably go with some good old-fashioned Persian cavalry. Okay, so if you have yet to hear, Total War Warhammer is going to be a trilogy. There's going to be 3 parts to the game. It's been announced already, it's a thing. How it's going to work is you can buy them independently. They will be independent games. But if you have 2 or all 3 of them, they combine into a big game. So for any of you who played Medieval 2 Total War, which if you had, you know that would be a great system for Warhammer. Kind of have like the Dawn of War kind of feel to it. Moving on. Okay. So we know that the first part is going to be in the old world. But it's not going to have a bunch of factions, because I could sit here and I could probably name 8 factions that you could have in the old world easily, without including like small stuff like a high elf expedition or something like that. They are including 4 factions in the first game, 4 playable factions, or as I said, 4 playable races. I don't know what that means. Like, I understand what 4 playable races mean, but like, yeah. But is it going to be something like in Rome or in these games where it's like the Roman tab, the Barbarian tab, the so on and so forth? Like the Germans, Celts, Britons, Romans, Italians, Africans, all that kind of stuff? Because if that's how it is, then I hope they have several factions in each of these races. Confirmed, the 4 races are Empire, Dwarves, Vampire Counts, and Orcs. So the Empire is pretty much the HRE in the Warhammer world, in the old world. With the current Emperor being Karl Franz. Which is something I want to draw attention to. Because if you know Karl Franz, you know his signature thing, his thing that everyone knows him for, is his bloody Warhammer, the Hammer of Sigmar, which was given to him was it given to him by the then Dwarf King? Something like that. Something like that. Now, first off, he doesn't start with that hammer. Karl Franz doesn't get his signature weapon. That's like being told, you can play as a samurai, but you don't get a katana until you beat this special story mission, which I'll get to in a second. Do I think this is a good idea or not? Well, balance-wise, probably yeah. You're not going to have very many orcs that can fight Karl Franz on a griffin, on a war griffin with the hammer of Sigmar. It's I don't care who you are. You're not beating Karl Franz on a war griffin with the hammer of Sigmar. That's just how it works. Like, you don't do that kind of thing. So I guess I understand there. But what I would like to see is the Empire. Like, when it says the Empire, I want it to be broken up. I don't want you to just play as the Empire. If there's only 4 factions, you can't just put the Empire as one thing in. They have to do the different Elector Princes. Or at least most of them. You have to have, not Altdorf, you have to have Reichland, you have to have Midland, Nordland, I think Nordland's still there, Sutherland. What's another one that's still there? I don't know the provinces very well. But have a couple of them, like 3 or 4 of them. Perhaps add Kislev in there, because it's not exactly a province in the Empire, but whatever, just have Kislev thrown in that bundle, whatever. But you have to have different races. But from what we've seen, it doesn't look like that's a thing. All the Empire troops, first off, look very under-armored. Very under-armored. Like, so under-armored that I'd be, like, afraid to bring them into battle, because, like, I would be afraid that they're gonna break in half or something. On top of that, they don't look German, very German. Like, the halberds and the greatswords look like the weapons, the halberds and the greatswords that the soldiers have look good. They gave their halberdiers conquistador helmets. If you want to play with conquistadors or include conquistadors, there's a whole faction of conquistadors, oh well, of Spaniards pretty much, already in the lore. And we already know that the characters aren't aging, that there's no actual time passing by directive of Games Workshop.
Are you ready to serve?
But it just doesn't make sense.
I will have my lord's torturers prepared.
On top of that, I just lost my train of thought. Okay. Back onto topic. So what we know is that they don't look like Imperial troops. We only know that there'll be one race at least. There will most likely be a DLC, a paid DLC for an army painter in the game, which would be huge, but it's necessary if you're only adding the Empire. You have to have an army painter if you only have the Empire. It's just a necessity to do that. Which is, I hope that they add more than just the Empire, because that'd be boring if it's just the Empire. You know?
At your command. Our Lord needs good fighters.
On top of that, with that information, we'll be moving on to the next faction I'll do. The Dwarves. Or actually, I'll do the Vampire Counts first. And this is a big request that most people have. the game has to be asymmetric. They could get away with playing all the factions the same, because it's like they all would have been the same. If it's all in our medieval Europe, they're all humans. They all have the same kind of thoughts and stuff. It's easy to understand them all as being portrayed one way, right? Like, even in Rome, it can be done, and especially when it's only in a focused-in area of the world. But when you have orcs and humans and dwarves and high elves all playing the same, it's just wrong. So it's not asymmetric, it's garbage. Main reason? I don't know any orcs that collect taxes. I didn't know the orcs had a real formal currency. Alright? And on top of that, I'm pretty dang sure dwarves don't think spying and assassination is very dwarven pastimes. Right? You know what I'm talking about? Not a very dwarven thing to do, spying and stealing. You wouldn't be a true dwarf if you stole or spied on someone. It's not honorable. Or if they don't include some kind of like grudge system, because that's the dwarven thing, grudges, right? But I'm getting off topic. Vampire counts. The thing about the vampire is that they're basically they're vampires. They're vampires, and they took a province. Here becomes the greatness of the creativity of Games Workshop. The province of Slovenia is the current vampire stronghold. Thank you, Games Workshop. Thank you. So yeah, that's creativity at its best from Games Workshop. Continuing on, what other things can I say about it? Well, the vampires for themselves, for the most part, don't want to do the fighting themselves. They want to do that, leave that lesser beings. So them themselves are human necromancers that are allied to them. Raise armies of the dead, zombies, skeletons, ghouls, wraiths, banshees, so on and so forth. In tabletop, these units are, for the most part, garbage. They're chaff. They're worse than chaff. Chaff kills them. Like, what makes up for that on tabletop is that they can raise more in the middle of the battle. So it doesn't matter if you kill 10 zombies. They can raise 6 more to replace them. That's what I'm getting at. But if they don't have something like that, or if they implement magic wrong, the vampire counts will be so weak. Everyone will just bring an army of vampires. And no, that's not good. We'll just bring an army of vampires, pretty much. And that'll be their army. They won't think twice about it, they'll just bring vampires. Vampires and like vampire unit, things that don't die once the necromancer is gone. Or just super weak chaff, right? So it's just a worry of mine that it's not going to be done right. And if it's not done right, they're just blowing their best chance to have a giant mythological game, right? This is the first time they've been able to do anything like this. Man, if they mess up, it'll probably be the last. If they blow this, Games Workshop's not giving it back to them. Guaranteed. 100% guaranteed. That's about that. So, this game is probably not gonna actually... So, this video will go up now that I've rambled on for 20 minutes. But besides that, it's garbage. Like, I just lost, pretty much. I lost my capital. I lost my money. So. Okay, a battle. So yeah, that's the end of this Let's Play. See you guys next time. No, but I'll continue ranting and raging about my thoughts, but this just went downhill real fast. Thanks for watching. This will be part 1, the fail. I'll do part 1, the real, next. Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. This is Alexander the Gamer, and I hope you have a good day.